The only trouble is after.
I don't have my normal thing.
There goes the break.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the organizational meeting and regular commission meeting of the City of Delray Beach this March 27th, 2025. If the clerk would please call the roll.
Commissioner Margaret.
Here.
Deputy Vice Mayor Long.
Here.
Vice Mayor Cassell.
Here.
Commissioner Burns.
Here.
Mayor Carney.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. If you could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Who moved the flag?
Allegiance to Florida. That's fine.
I'm looking at like they changed out the flag.
Yeah, I mean, agenda approval. You all have in front of you, are we going to do this on the regular meeting? We're going to include that as agenda items too, or
Which one?
we have a regular meeting and follow the organizational meeting?
It's just one agenda.
It's just one agenda, okay. We have one agenda. Are there any additions or deletions or
Could
anything?
I add something to this? I was looking at this proclamation for Miss Ellis. Could we do a proclamation for Mr. Adams, Irving Adams? He was in Park and Rec. He would have served our city 30 years had he not recently passed. And I think it would be a nice thing to recognize him.
We don't usually do, she's a former mayor. Otherwise, we just give them recognitions, right?
I don't know what the appropriate.
So explain what you're looking for.
Some type of recognition for a 30-year.
It would be a certificate of recognition
Okay,
for
we could
something
do that.
like
Because
that.
he
Can we add
passed
that?
away
Yes,
today?
he passed. No, he passed.
for the
His
future.
service was.
I'd also like to add Roy Simon. We've talked about that, and we haven't moved that forward. I don't think about
I
recognizing
think we did
him.
the recognition.
We did the recognition.
So we did the recognition,
But we were going to do more.
but we're gonna do
The bench.
a
We
bench
should
or
talk about
something.
that at the end. I
Right.
think.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
that in
we need
comments.
to approve the agenda.
Okay. So.
Any other,
Okay.
you,
Wait. I just.
so in
wanna
comments,
see-
you
I
can
do that.
bring up what you wanna put, the certificate of recognition.
I just want to look at this.
Any other, then can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Good. Comments and inquiries on agenda and non-agenda items from, the first from the city manager.
I yield at this time.
Okay. This meeting is open to public comment. If there's any members of the public wishing to speak, come up to the lectern.
What?
Would you like to do your proclamation?
Oh, yeah. Can wait till after.
Oh, well, we're going to do a presentation first because it was not written here and I apologize. So, Commissioner Long, would you like to please read the proclamation?
I would, thank you. This is a proclamation honoring the life and legacy of former Mayor Rita Ellis. Whereas Rita Ellis dedicated her life to the service and betterment of Delray Beach, becoming the city's first elected female mayor in 2007, following her tenure as a city commissioner beginning in 2003. And whereas her leadership was marked by a collaborative spirit, thoughtful decision-making, and a deep commitment to the community, earning her the respect and admiration of colleagues and residents alike. And whereas prior to her public service, Rita was a successful business leader owning climate control services and actively contributing to small organizations such as the Chamber of Commerce, the Downtown Development Authority, and the Beach Properties Owners Association. And whereas her passion for Delray Beach was evident through her participation in city visioning events and her continuous efforts to shape the city's future, and whereas Rita's legacy as a trailblazer and dedicated public servant serves as an inspiration to women and all individuals striving to make a positive impact in their communities. And whereas the City of Delray Beach recognizes the importance of honoring those who have significantly contributed to the community, especially during Women's History Month, and now, therefore, the City Commission of Delray Beach does hereby proclaim March 27th, 2025, as a day to honor Rita Ellis, celebrating her remarkable contributions and enduring legacy to our city.
Dean is not here, right? No, I understand.
No, I don't think any of her family made it, but we do have a plaque, and so
Signed by me.
signed by the mayor himself.
There you go.
We'll have to ensure that her family knows that they can pick this up at the city.
Very good. Thank you. And thank you all to the commission. Rita was a great lady, and I worked with her for a lot of years, and she deserves the
Really
proclamation.
great person.
Anyway, public comment you have from the city manager, you have deferred.
I yield at this time. Thank you again,
This
Mayor.
time, okay, from the public. Any members of the public wishing to address the commission, please come up to the lectern. You will have 3 minutes. Give your name and address.
Martrick Bennett, 323. I apologize for my last comments. I would like to know, where are we on the cemetery? And I ain't say the cemetery in here. I said Dairy Beach Memorial Gardens. What is the next steps for the new mausoleum? What's the budget expected? Will more grave space be created? And when the new mausoleum is built, will the price match the price of the graves in the ground? Because that's not our fault that y'all ran out of space, and we shouldn't have to supplement for losing space. Because if we go somewhere else, we're gonna pay more than what we're paying here. And if no space is going to be constructed, would you create a policy where we can bury in our yards? And again, I know it's budget season. Just how y'all support the Christmas parade and St. Patrick's Day, I believe y'all should support the Black History Parade.
Thank you very much. Sorry. No, that's all right.
Hi, good evening, City Commission, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, City Attorney, Laura Simon with the Downtown Development Authority. I'm here tonight just to say thank you. Thank you for a very busy month within the downtown, both just from regular activity with just our influx of spring break and many, many people here visiting us. We had beautiful weather, thank God, and a lot of people here. But also we had a very busy event month, and with events that were planned and events that were, blessed by us by things that happened within the community, such as the Coco Golf experience, which was great, and I know our city rallied to make that happen. So, and it's Let Move month, so that also is a big part of this month. But especially from the Downtown Development Authority, I wanted just to thank everyone, especially our city staff that worked hard on these events behind the scenes at every level. From Miss Debbie, who is at the concession restrooms and cleaning up every moment behind people, to those that are closing our streets, from Anthony Guy's division, who work really hard out there and have been closing a lot of streets for parades and lots of events, Savor the Avenue. So just thank you to the team overall. And then really just thank you all for attending and being part of Savor the Avenue's 16th annual Savor the Avenue. Huge event for our city. We saw 960 people, almost 230 restaurant employees, 11 restaurants, and a huge impact to the brand of our dining and culinary scene in our city. It's grown significantly over the 16 years, and just blessed to be a part of it. My team of women in National Women's Month really stepped up and made a huge impact this year. So I just wanted to say thank you, and mostly thank you to the city for all their efforts in supporting these events. And congratulations on another year. I know it's been a year since everyone was elected, and that we're here at this moment. It goes fast, but and then also thank you to Rita Ellis, as she served 6 years, 2 terms on the Downtown Development Authority. 4 of those were as chairwoman, and her impact was large, 1999 to 2006. So huge time in our history of downtown, and every step of the way being very, very involved, and all the way to part of our 50th anniversary back in 21. And we have a video of her, and recognizing all of her love and devotion for our downtown. So thank you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Laura, I think we would be remiss if we didn't say a big thank you to the DDA for all the events that you put on. They were all flawless. They were fantastic. You and your team, highest regards from up here.
In defense of the person that had to go up in their rickety piece of equipment. No, I don't want you to respond. There's no. I thought you were trying to get rid of me once and for all, and it was, I held on to everything. So, whatever, but it was a great event, and I think everyone had a great time, and the weather was perfect. Everything worked out. Any other comments from the public? Seeing none, public comment is closed. Organizational meeting, selection of vice mayor for the term of March 28, 25 to March 26, 2026.
I move Mr. Markert. Second?
Do I comment?
You can second it. You go to every event. It's really a figurehead position.
I'll second it.
And if you're going to every event,
I am.
it makes sense.
I am.
Okay,
I'm going to self-nominate because I've been deputy vice mayor for 2 years, and we agreed to a rotation process. So,
And I was gonna nominate you.
okay, so, well, we have to do them in the order? All right, well, then, the first one is, Tom Markert has been nominated for vice mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye, 3. Okay. You
I'd
have a
like to
second one.
nominate Rob Long.
Oh, I'll second you.
thank you.
So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? None, okay. Selection, I'm sorry?
No, it's good.
I hate this. So that's why I ran for something that I can keep. I can't do. Selection of deputy vice mayor for the term March 28th to March 26th.
Mr. Markert.
I have to nominate Angela Burns.
I'll second Angela Burns. All in favor? You didn't get
Aye.
it. Any opposed? Okay, that's fine. Appointment of the chair and vice chair of the Community Redevelopment Agency.
I nominate Ms. Burns for chair and Mr. Markert for vice chair.
I'll second.
So will I.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. Review and adoption of Delray Beach City Commission local rules of procedure and quasi-judicial rules. You and I had a conversation about possibly amending the local rules as it related to something we saw in the local rules of Boca Raton related to ex parte conversations. I mean, it's got some positives and some negatives. Would you want to articulate what we spoke about as a possible amendment?
Sure. So as part of any quasi-judicial proceeding, the commission is required to disclose their ex parte communications. And those are written or oral communications that essentially occur outside of this room with about the application that's before you. What I noticed that the city of Boca Raton does is their city clerk, when the agenda is being distributed, will conduct a search of the emails for the actual application. So they'll put in a search term of the property address, for example. And they'll collect all those emails and they'll certify it, and then it'll be placed in the backup for your agenda item. What that does is a couple of things. Number one, it makes it easier for the commission when you're reviewing the agenda items to know which communications you received concerning that particular agenda item. Number two, it allows the applicants in the city to have a better understanding of what the public is saying about their item. When you make your ex parte disclosures, technically you're supposed to say, email from John Smith, I received it on such and such a date, and it discussed that he's in favor of the project. They're supposed to be very specific. And so I think this will alleviate the concerns that we are, maybe not following the letter of the law. I think that when the items are on the server, so they're there. But I think the most important reason I think this should be changed is it's for the applicants in the city. We don't always get a copy of the emails. Sometimes they go directly to you, and so that will allow, as part of the backup, just to have a more complete package.
My only question to you was, and I'm still trying to grapple with it, is if someone has not opened their emails, but it's in their backup, they're deemed to have received it and read it, correct?
Well, yes, I mean, I
But I
think,
mean, I think they would be anything, because once you say anything that's on the server, whether you opened it or not, I don't think you have the excuse of saying, I didn't see it.
correct. And if you didn't see it, you shouldn't be saying whatever's on the server, right? Because technically,
That's
it's
what we
not
do.
something.
Huh?
Because we say whatever's
I know,
on the
I
server.
know.
so
Purpose
we're
of,
assuming
the
it.
purpose of the disclosure is to alleviate any concerns of your bias, because you sit in a quasi-judicial capacity, and so you're essentially sitting as a judge. And so the applicants and the city staff have a right to cross-examine you to determine if whether or not you're biased. And so when you say you've had these communications, you're essentially putting it out there and allowing either of the parties to question you, confront you, and ask questions as to whether or not that particular email is going to affect your ability to be fair and impartial for that application. So I think, you know, for matters of completeness of the record, I think it's a good thing that we can do. And I think it just makes it easier for you so that when you're prepping for your meetings, you can actually see all of the applications, all of the emails and correspondence you've received concerning an application.
As long as we're gonna get, I mean, I'm in favor of trying it, see how it works for everyone. I mean, what, anybody, any objection?
No, I added to that if you want to explain to the team what I thought
So
should be
Commissioner
incorporated.
Casal added an additional disclosure of conflicts. And so you know that you're not permitted to vote on something if you have a conflict. You have to file a Form 8B, or if it's pursuant to Florida Statute 286, you can assert.
We're required to do that anyway?
You are, but I think what Commissioner Casal and I spoke about was more of, so when we do like a solicitation, anybody who applies for a solicitation, they have to file almost like an affidavit asserting that they have no conflict.
Yeah.
So I guess it's an extra level of assurances
It's like
that,
an affidavit that you have no conflicts before you vote.
Well, we have to file a form, yeah.
Yeah, but
well, that's a form if you have a conflict. This is almost preemptively
saying you
that
don't, so you don't have to
conflict.
file the form.
So for that one, there's no legal responsibility to do it. Ex parte is a little bit different because you have a legal responsibility to disclose your
I'm
communications.
not opposed to it, but I'd like to research it a little bit to see what it means.
Sure.
I think our city attorney is researching it, yeah.
Well,
The idea is.
I'm a lawyer, I do my
Right,
own
no,
research.
I'm just, the idea is, you fill out the conflict form if you have a conflict. This is you saying you don't, and then you go fill out the form. I think people should
I
be
can provide samples
giving the
if-
public information that they don't have conflicts when people are constantly criticizing
I
us.
just want to, I'm not prepared for that one, so I want to kind of look and see. We can
Okay.
always adopt it later. I'm not saying no, I just don't know really
a bit redundant to me, but.
how it operates, so.
So in the future with this new one that we're talking about, could we just say, instead of whatever's on the server, can we just say whatever's attached in the agenda?
You wouldn't even have to say anything because the disclosure is
Say
made.
anything.
So you would only say something if in fact you had something on your personal devices or your personal computer,
Yeah.
or somebody emailed you on that you would have to disclose. But this covers all of the disclosures that are on the city server.
Or
So we
verbal.
don't have to even reference it during.
No, because it's
expose.
already in the record.
See, I like that. That's streamlining things.
Yeah, I like,
I don't like redundancy. I
as I
like
said,
streamlining.
And what the commission on BOCA also does is, if they have something on their personal devices, they forward it to the clerk to make it
Right.
part of that packet. So you're just completely covered. And again, you know, it just makes the record very clear as to what you knew beforehand, and that there's no issue with the applicants and
I think that's fine. I'm
Your
gonna
bias.
look up the other thing, whether it makes sense. I mean, I personally, I'm always the first to say I got a conflict, so, you know, I'm always,
know.
whatever it is, even if I drove by the guy on the street. So right now, we're just gonna do that one.
Okay.
We're gonna take the other one under, under advisement.
Good.
So I need a motion to approve the local rules as amended.
as discussed, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, so I'll email those to you.
Yeah.
when I'm done.
Designation of voting delegate or alternates to the Palm Beach County League of Cities. Does anybody want this?
Oh, I've done it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, do you want to, would you want
Don't you
to,
want to do it,
would
Mark?
you like to do, would you like to be our delegate? You don't want to do it, okay.
I love the league. I don't never have time to go, so I wouldn't be a good delegate.
I'll keep doing it. I'll do it.
Well, you're so popular, they always,
Yeah.
okay. And, what about the alternate?
I can't be both.
Mr. Markert.
I'll be the alternate.
Okay.
Make sure you don't go to a lot and you call him up saying he has to
I
attend.
go to as many as I can.
I know you do, I
May
know.
I ask, why isn't the TPA on here? I thought it was.
We didn't do it last time during the organizational
Yes, we did.
meeting.
We did.
No, we didn't.
No,
We did it.
So
We did
when
it
are we
a
doing
couple
it
months
next
later.
time?
I remember it
We're
very
gonna
well.
do it the week after?
That would be coming
Next
up in
meeting?
April, either April 8th or April 22nd.
I'll do that one since everybody got an assignment but me here today.
Well,
We're not voting on that.
we're not voting on that yet, so we'll get there. Designation of, so I need a motion to approve. I'm going to, well, could somebody please nominate?
I will nominate Ms. Burns. Is that what you said?
Oh, for the,
Delegate alter,
the League
no,
of Cities?
I did Mr. Market for the alternate.
For the
Is that
alternate.
what you're saying?
No, yes, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. Proposed proclamations list for the 25-26 and review of proclamation guidelines.
I need to add to that, there was one sent out to us that didn't get on the list, the Parental Alienation Awareness Day. It's April 25th. It was going to go on in April. It was sent, and our secretary then forwarded on, along with the one that we got about the new one we added.
Let's move.
No, not Let's Move, the other one for May. It's added in May about, hold on, I'll tell you right now which one. It was connected to the Family Abduction Awareness Day. There were two sent out, so. Okay, so we vote that in modified to add April 25th as Parental Alienation Awareness Day.
Say that again, parental?
Parental Alienation Awareness Day, April 25th.
Any objection to anybody?
I have no idea what that means, but
It was described in the email.
I mean, I haven't read it, so as long as it's not something
Yeah.
weird.
As long as
It's
it's,
not, I
As
don't
as long as
think
it's not
anyone will.
something we'll be embarrassed by.
No, well, I'm gonna tell you some of them. If you've looked at the lists, there used to be some that were kind of odd.
Okay, that's fine.
So
So-
I have a question. So ones that we approved, now they remain on
They're
the
on.
annual list? Okay.
Yeah, it's on the annual list.
Okay.
Right now, we have in April, we have Arbor Day, National
added
Community
were-
Development Week.
Let's Move was added for March. National Public Safety Telecommunications Week is in April. The Family Abduction Awareness is added for May, and that's it. And then if we add this one. So that's what we're voting on.
Fine.
Does someone want to make a motion?
And gentlemen, the City Commission of Delray Beach previously authorized a proclamation regarding sexually transmitted disease awareness. That is not included with
I
the
noticed,
list.
thank you. I'm glad that was taken off. That
So
was
we had
what I
a
was
cogent
referring to.
discussion about that during our executive leadership team meeting to prepare accordingly. And our recommendation is to not continue with that particular proclamation.
Thank you,
Is
Mr.
it
Moore.
the National AIDS Day? That's different?
That's different. That's not what we're talking
Okay,
about.
Okay.
It's just random.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am, but it was previously on
Any
an
item.
approved list,
Oh,
no
okay.
longer recommended.
Thank you for
So I
that.
hope you all appreciate that.
We
Okay.
do. I do personally. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
found it a little odd. Okay,
Not
did
very
someone, Mary?
There's back to school day here. I bet we could have a lot of kids who don't want this on the list.
That's
Losing
the
the
one
kid
that
vote.
Miss Odom does. That's the one that Miss Odom
Oh, that's
does.
Miss Odom, then we love it.
Okay, are we doing this? We gonna?
Are we, okay, so are you going to just provide the list or,
We just did it. in
okay, so
just-
can so I need a
Do you want
motion
me
to
to make the
approve?
motion? Motion to
As
approve
amended.
as
As
amended,
amended?
adding
All in
April
favor?
20
Aye.
Okay, great. All right, where else are we?
12.
12.
City Commission dates.
Meeting dates.
Meeting dates. Oh, God, I put them all on my calendar this morning, too.
You
My
did,
God.
well, I'm gonna look to change it if you don't mind, because I don't see why we would do the meetings this way and have ourselves, we gave ourselves no vacation time. It's look, can we just go through this super quick and talk about it? Because the way, if you look at the meeting calendar, we can consolidate our schedule tremendously. So you go in and, I'm sorry, I have to find the list, pardon me. I wrote it down.
Because it doesn't always have the workshops in it either, so.
It does have the workshops, but there may be some we add on as we go, which would be okay.
Because we know in August, we're going to be having those things for the budget.
Right, but based on the fact that we started now, Mayor, by August, they should be shorter meetings, in September should be extremely short. So if you go to April, if you look at April, we could do the 8th and the 22nd, adding the workshop up.
Which we did.
No, you have 3 different dates. You have April 8th, April 22nd, and you have the workshop on the 29th.
Correct.
Right. So you can throw the workshop up onto one of the other dates. Or you
If I
can
may.
skip that one because it's budget. Forget that one.
April 8th and 22nd are 2 budget workshop meetings in advance of the regular meetings.
Then there's a separate workshop, is my point.
The separate workshop for April 29th simply pertains to the emergency preparedness training anticipated to be about 1.5 hours. So if you would like, we can have a very long April 22nd meeting. in
Maybe
lieu of
not
it.
April because it's our first hit at the budget and we may want to focus on that. But I think when you go down, and you may even say the same about May because those are budget meetings.
Correct.
June 3rd, you have a regular meeting. June 10th, you have a budget workshop. June 17th. Fine. But then go to July. We should have July 1 as a regular meeting, July 8th as a regular meeting, and put the workshop on July 8th. That gives us the 15th off, or actually take off the 1st in case people are going away for the holiday, and make the regular meeting on the 8th.
I think get rid of July 1.
Right. So get rid of July 1 and make it July 8th workshop and July
regular
8th
meeting.
regular, and then July 15th regular. Then go down, skip August 5th, and go regular meeting on 12th, workshop on 12th, regular meeting on 19th.
So
Then
you want August 5th and 12th to be joined again?
no.
like we're doing on the
Yeah,
1st?
Yep.
Okay.
But throw it down to the 12th.
So July 8th
So
will be
skip-
workshop followed by a regular meeting.
No,
And July 12th will be
Yes.
workshop followed by regular meeting.
No, July 8th, workshop followed by regular meeting.
That's what I said.
July 15th, just a regular meeting.
Right, that's what I said. yeah.
August 12th,
Will be,
workshop,
Regular
August
meeting.
12th, regular meeting.
and then August 19th with the following, with the other meeting there.
Right, and then you go take September 2nd, leave it alone, and September 9th and 16th, because those could be potentially heavy
Yeah,
schedule.
we have a big space there to do.
But move October 14th, skip October 7th, move October 14th to regular meeting and workshop. So in other words, you're taking out one Mr. Moore. Instead of us being here 3 and 4 weeks in a row, you're
good to
putting us.
go.
Okay,
Robert,
I'm good to go.
So
If I
then-
may, Madam
I'm down. I'm ready.
Commissioner,
okay, good.
Yeah.
So
that's
then-
not a. I've been trying to work that
Okay,
anyway,
let me
so I
help you.
me
appreciate
and
it.
Rob are in alignment. I'm just letting you
Okay,
guys know,
so
everybody.
Yeah.
December 7th, go to December 2nd, leave December 2nd, make December 9th the regular meeting and the workshop, and then the rest of December, barring any unforeseen circumstances, you all won't have to deal with us. Then you go to skip January 6th regular meeting and put it to the 13th. So 13th, you do the regular meeting and the workshop. The 20th, you just do the regular meeting. Then you go down to February. You can consolidate if you want to for February, maybe make the 3rd the regular meeting and the
As
workshop.
long as we have the flexibility to
We
move
always
the
have
workshops up
flexibility.
in time.
Correct.
So that, as long as we can hold them at 3
We
p.m.
have 2 extra Tuesdays in the month that you could throw a workshop in if you
That's
had
correct.
to. You're just
No,
assuming the
I'm happy to
consolidation.
consolidate them. I'm happy
And
to
then
consolidate.
and in March, do the 10th meeting and workshop, and then the 26th annual organizational. Do you want me to type that out and send it to you? Okay.
Madam Commissioner Cassell, we can make that work. More than happy to do it. I was actually pretty excited to listen you articulate that, simply because we've been working to consolidate anyway a lot of the experiences in April and May workshops in advance of regular meetings. It's
I'm already
consistent
making
with that
reservations,
pattern.
So, I mean, this is,
So
Is that
on
going
that
to come
note,
back to us for reconsideration?
actually, I think you could vote at this time based on the amendments that's on the record. We have it recorded. I think we can make it work. I'm prepared to go, and we'll adjust everybody's schedules and work plans
Motion to approve
as amended.
as amended.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
You'll get hit with this if you oppose.
I just want to clarify one thing.
Oh, God.
No, wait. I just want to go back to one because this will give us an extra week and a half or 2. Go and put, if you do July 1, oh no, we did that to give us July 4th. Forget it.
Yes, you did.
I did.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Okay. Thank you all for that time.
So we took off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
It's going to come out.
6. We took off 6.
This is going to be long. This could be just taking longer than the workshop took.
Sorry. I know. I just, it'll help us all because then we'll have a much nicer schedule.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I move whatever date she says.
All this data.
It's done.
Good.
You know, I have a calendar head, so I can make it work.
All right. Can we move into the regular meeting now? Or are you still? Okay. We're now moving into the regular meeting of the Delray Beach City Commission. We have a consent, only one item on the meeting, right? Okay. So there's a consent item. Is there anybody want to make a motion to?
Motion to
Motion-
approve.
It's a plat. It's a plat for a minor subdivision.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nothing else? Comments and inquiries on non-agenda? Oh, it's actually, no, is there do I have to give a public?
There's nothing else.
Nothing
Nothing, okay. City manager, any comments?
other than to congratulations. Look forward to a productive year moving forward. I yield at this time. Thank you very much.
City attorney, any comments?
I am going to ask each of you to sign this document as part of our master lease purchase that we're going to be closing on tomorrow. We have to execute what's called a certificate as to public meetings, and it's essentially saying that we followed all public meetings requirements in approving that master lease. But we had to do it in the sunshine because you're each going to have to sign it. So there's a
Whether we're
blank
doing it
line.
outside?
No, we're going to do it here. But there's a blank lane for each of you. If you could just sign your name and get it back to me, I would appreciate it.
Just
Thank
pass
you.
it down. Doesn't have to be in any order, does it?
No, sir.
Just pass it down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God, if the pen was open. God, it's the same one's on the proclamation. You may use my, it's in black, it's okay. You want blue? You prefer blue? I did mine in black, that's okay.
I know.
The lawyer.
You know, the scanning is so good. I mean, the whole thing now, I electronically record everything. So all these originals and blues and all this, nobody pays attention anymore.
Yeah.
In black, if they do it in black, you make it redo it?
We gotta do it again?
You want me to redo it again?
Here you go. I'm gonna give that to you. Thank you.
We are adjourned, right?
No, we have comments.
Oh. You used up all the comment time, so there you go.
That was a helpful tool for you and me.
There was only one comment on the front.
Wait, we have comments.
Oh, apparently
No,
not.
I'm totally serious. I have comments. I'd like you to reopen.
Oh, you want to have commissioner comments?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're not adjourned. We're having commissioner comments. Go ahead, Julie.
Thank you. I wanted to thank Laura Simon. Savor the Ad was amazing. I had the best time, and you're right. There's a lot that goes into that. And I thank you for your part, because every year you think it can't get better, and boom, it does. Thank you. I was speaking to our city attorney about something I was a little concerned about. Oh gosh, I wrote it down on my paper. Hold on. Excuse me, I'm sorry. SB 954 and corresponding House bill, which are about group homes, and it specifically makes me think about group homes.
We know. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. I'm being cryptic, but you understand.
You didn't
But
have a bill.
there's changes to this 15A under this bill says a local law, ordinance, or regulation may not prohibit certified recovery residences or regulate the duration or frequency of use or of certified recovery residences in a multifamily structure. I don't know what's going on, but I'm wondering how that impacts our regulations with respect to distance apart and the like. I think we should ask our city attorney to look into what the ramifications are, and potentially we should be sending a letter to the state with concerns about this preemption, because this preemption could impact us.
We've already reached out to Mr. Forrest. Our outside counsel, Terrell Pyburn, reached out to me. She helped draft our legislation, and obviously she's very concerned about it. Her municipality has it as well. And so we reached out to Mr. Forrest. If we want to draft a resolution against it, we can do that. I just need consensus.
I feel like we should start doing this as a city to support ourselves in these preemptive attacks.
That's a big shift in some of these buildings. We really don't want that. Because if you don't have the spacing crowds, you could be building,
Oh, sorry.
It
let
would,
me finish.
essentially undo our legislation.
Yeah, it was
That was
essentially
what the
undo.
concern. I'll forward the
SB
commission the email from Ms.
954.
Pyburn expressing the concerns. And then if you want us to draft something, for the consent agenda on the 8th, we can do that.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I do.
Is there consensus for that? Yes?
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
All right,
yes.
thank you.
Couple things. When we were doing, the minutes are wonderful and you're getting to us in the most timely fashion, and I appreciate you. But do we have equipment that gets more, is that done via like a translation program? How does that work? Dictation? We don't have there's no equipment or programming that can do that. The CRA uses a program that basically, I believe, you do. Say that again? A company that does that. And the reason why I'm asking, and it's not anything about what you're providing, it's perfect, but in one of the instances, the company that was working for us took their scope from the meeting minutes, yet the scope wasn't in the meeting minutes, and you and I were back and forth about Citron Cooperman and what specifically was our understanding of the scope. And if we're going to be utilizing our minutes in that fashion, I think we have to have them be very specific word for word. And I think that's probably something we should do. And plus, it could eliminate a lot of work. If someone is listening and typing these, that seems antiquated and time consuming.
Would I like to propose something we briefly talked about? The Granica software package, we can turn to that system to ascertain their capabilities of assisting us more technically. We will come back with an update in terms of what our capabilities can be as a result.
I would appreciate that, just to see what if we could, it might be helpful to our staff. Also, Mayor, I want to bring this up publicly to say that that conversation about the reef restoration, you referenced a number of times, go back and look at the video. Well, I did. And the range, there was never any commitment for 40,000. The only words that were said that involved 40,000 was it could be a range of 40 to 100. And, I think our staff, there was some terminology used. That's what it was. I went and looked, and then the request was for some type of support, non-specific. So I just want to clarify that because that was a little bit, I made the comment, so I want it to be clear. Okay, Mr. Irving Adams Jr., what type of recognition would we do for him?
A certificate of recognition.
Okay, are you all comfortable with that?
We can add that for the April 8th meeting. I think we have the background and information, so that will be a presentation for the next regular meeting.
Yeah, that would be great. And then also one other thing, we were talking about opioid litigation money, Caron Foundation money. I visited Living Skills in schools. It's a local organization, and they're doing a lot of preventative work with kids. They start at kindergarten and they go all the way through high school. They also work with parents on how to identify signs, things in your children's room that may be there that you wouldn't even know, different ways but it's all on prevention, and they work in the schools, they work out of the schools, they work tirelessly, local Delray people working for Delray kids and their parents to try and keep drugs away from our children. And I would like, if you wouldn't mind, for the woman who runs the organization to come in and do a small presentation about what they're doing. There is going to be talk potentially about how we're allocating opioid money and other money, but even if people don't want to allocate money, I would love people to know what this organization is doing in our schools, because we could even have them come speak at the library, at the community center. It's very thoughtful. It's a great approach, and I, as a mom with a 15-year-old child, I would embrace this presentation. So I was hoping we wouldn't mind doing a presentation during one of our upcoming meetings. Thank you.
Thoughts? Yeah.
Thank you. There you go.
So if you would be so kind to email the contact information,
I'll
we
do
can
that.
make pertinent arrangements for an upcoming meeting in the next few, April or May.
That's all. Yeah, no.
It will not be part of that, so
Unless we double it under a meeting.
you're funny.
Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Any comments?
Yes, I have two concerns. One of them was the opioid funds, because we talked about advisory committee, we talked about a task force. We have not done either. So I wanted to know where we are on the moving forward with that. And then secondly, the Frog Alley historic designation. We have some of our citizens that are concerned about that because many of the buildings are being demolished, and before long, there won't be enough buildings to consider having it historic. So, I mean, we put it on hold until we finish the Atlantic Avenue, but time is of the essence with this.
If I may, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to respond on both right away. The progress relative to opioid committee appointments, et cetera, that's being planned for the April 22nd meeting. A progress update in terms of where we are, because of course we've initiated the application and recruitment process. The Office of the City Clerk and others are working pretty well to foster that environment. As far as Frog Alley historic designation, an update anticipated for the May 6th City Commission meeting.
Thank you.
Mr.
Nothing further.
Mr. Long? Nothing.